Okay. So this artist or style is Ma Yuan. He is known for the great or large X-cut strokes. For that, we need to use stiff brush. The mass dot brush should be fine. Okay, got some ink here. And we'll start from the contour as usual. I will wet the brush first. And then take out some extra moisture with the paper towel and then load the brush. For this exercise, I'll just use pure ink. You can use lighter ink in real painting, but for illustration purpose, I think it's okay. To use pure ink. But it would have variations in terms of wet and dry. So it will, the dry brush strokes will make it looks like light, but I use same kind of ink. Okay. So I'd say this kind of slope, and there's a piece of rock in the foot of this hill maybe. We can do. Usually we start from the front, so this rock in the bottom is the first, I think. So we can start from the left side, which is pretty close to the left of the center. Okay, so don't be afraid to go pretty much here. I think go up. And then just count, the clock angles like that, and then at the highest point on this rock, make a slow slope like that. I see it's concave. Usually we don't do that, but here we do see that. Okay, then so this is a diagonal line, and then kind of close on this side, right? Okay, so here we can continue this diagonal perspective line, also very important to show the distance. But this rock has this dimension inward like this, and going upward like that, and then you can draw some texture line down, and you can push all the way. Maybe here there's a corner like that. So you see out of the camera here, and so we just keep doing the contour, but you do keep in mind there are some dimensions or planes. When we just use the line to draw that. So this is a small rock here, and it goes up like that. So there are three pieces here, two of them connected, one large, one small, connected. Okay, so this two pieces here connected, and there's separate one with a little overlapping. Overlapping is good. If you do not have overlapping, it will be tangent. Okay, tangent, right? So overlapping will solve the problem of the tangent. Means two lines kind of intersect or do not overlap. How to say? Just next to each other, maybe. So that's not very good. So this is more leveled, I think, here. and you can put a division there, and that's leveled. Okay. And here you can draw some upward, and notice this front dimension that is suggested. You don't need to circle it. Okay. And that's the top plane. This is the side plane. Okay. The X cut is next to the contour. You can go either upward or downward, like here. This is quite.
You use the side of your brush, Henry?
Yeah, use the side of the brush. Choppy strokes. Choppy strokes. Yeah, the choppy strokes like that. Okay, here you can kick. There's a inner contour also here. So notice here is the contour, right? And then you can add some shading texture or shaping texture under it. This is like a nail head stroke. Press lifting is the choppy stroke. And then here you can kick up, I think. Kick up. But you can also draw like a pressing. So either way, as long as you have this kind of shape, like you can press or lift, I think. You don't have to make awkward gestures. Just to go easy. I think sometimes I just press because it's kind of easier in this direction. Just go pressing, and then dry brush strokes. You can make them to look like hatching, but it's a pretty loose hatch, not so close, right? It means that they're kind of parallel to create a surface. So that's this part, and then we can add a little, because the brush is dry. That's why I'm doing this texture shaping or shading before I reload to the top. So that's, and here is there's some more shading. Sometimes it's kind of hard to distinguish, but if it's chaotic, you want to make some lines more like a contour, some more like a surface texture. They serve different purpose. One is to delineate the shape. The other is add texture. So you don't want to mess up. You don't want to use texture to do the shape, or use lines to do texture. Right? So the texture is used the side. Use more like a little more vertical when you draw this contours. Okay, I did use a little bit. And sometimes you can do the side, but preferably more like this upper line here on the top. This slope is very obvious that the artist used the tip of the brush, means straight. Hold the brush handle. Notice that I have this like a hanging string here. I was thinking like you can put something to grab your attention, so you can kind of notice this direction. So I just put a clip here, and you can see where this clip is to. Okay, so if I hold the brush like this, the clip is on the top, right? If I hold the brush like that, the clip is on the side. You see that? You can use a flag, so it will give you a flag idea. Okay, does that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to do this, but I just want to ask you to pay attention to this clip. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just do a outer contour. I start from the lower left. This is like an opening of a a gap or a mouse, I call it, like a animal or something, like. So let's do this corner here. So you start from the inner part. There's a little curve, just like an upper lip of an opening animal mouth, like that. So you can. The handle is not absolutely straight, but I just use the tip part, and sometimes I push the brush, and I can also pull the brush. But as long as I have the brush tip stay in the middle, that's okay, right? So you can have frequent stops, but each stop has different distance. Some just natural, you have to do it with inner rhythm, not just by mass, just your breathing, it has like a frequent pulse for breathing, something like that. Okay, so that's slope, but it's more important to control this like a 6 degree or whatever, this angle, but vary that. So it's not a straight line. The not even 1 inch is straight. It's always some corner, some curve, concave, convex. Yeah. Okay, so you can push the brush down to do another main division here. I see right here, maybe. Oh, you can go a little further, maybe as high as here. So just push down here, and then make a little protruding. What do you call this section? Like here, but it's a little door, like that, and then add another dimension in front of this. So this one is right. Let me just start from. I will start from here. I think it's okay. I have to change just a little bit, not exactly. But I noticed this parallels, so maybe I just open a little bit more. And you can break that by adding some different angled ones, like this one, to break this parallel, and then you can make another sharp corner here, angular. We call it angled corner there, and then you can put some T or L kind of intersection. Usually we see Y's, but in this kind of angular textured rock or granite, they use a lot of T and the L, that kind of vertical and horizontal crossing. Okay, and then so these are inner contours. And notice now I'm adding some X cut, on the shady part, on the downside, maybe you can call it. See, I only do this above this line, this inner contour, another plane, right? So the plane change with this kind of tone change, tone or texture change. Actually, I cannot tell, but sometimes I think it's better just. It depends on which side of the line. I think on the left side, I go from towards the. I kick left. If it's above, like here, I will kick up. See, right, like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but you notice that I do it always above the line, and I don't do it under the contour line, the inner contour, if you want.
Okay.
Okay, so that's very close, as close as possible. So you make it, make this front time, make this white to pop. That's the idea. So you create some contrast, some darks. Yeah. Okay. Here there's some more shady part. It's just like inside the mouth. There's some teeth or something like that. I just use this kind of metaphor because sometimes it makes sense, to get the essence, the spirit, just using like a animal or some other organic metaphors, to paint to make the dead stone with vitality. So you just think it's the opening of a mouth or some teeth under this gap, and some of the dark areas. So I really want to make it pop, right? So here another, just same principle. You see, you can push down like that, or you can kick up like this. It's the same. It's lifting or pressing. Either way, it should do it. But the result is nail head stroke like this, right? Like that, with a little curve to be more organic. Yeah. So and there some like a continuous little kicks or choppy strokes. If if they're aligned along a line, imaginative contour, you can also create some more ambiguous but suggestive inner structure, right? So it doesn't have to have the line, hard line, but you can use this. Just like the staccato, I call it strokes, like this, yeah. Okay. So, but make sure it's natural. So if you align them with the same kind of shape, it will be odd. So each stroke may vary in terms of shape, right? Some short, some long, and then combine different shapes together, right? Okay, here, if you think somewhere is empty, the way to fix that, if you don't see the reference, just think about where you want to have this, and just divide it in with a Y, right? With a Y. So let me find it. In this case, there may be L shaped, and here is a Y there. See that Y? And here is another Y, but hide it also. You don't want to really write the character, but you see this kind of Y, right? And then once you have this kind of division, it's easier just to make the yin-yang contrast. See, this is the yin, the shady part. The yin, the yang means the lit part. You can use different terms, but basically the light and the dark, light against dark, dark against light. So if you use easy to remember principle is to add texture above the contour, not under it. Okay, here I added on top, right? You see that? And what about this one? So I add on top of this one, but not under the top line, right? And this you can call it a little baby fish, right? Okay, they're above, so this makes this white dimension pop. Yeah. Okay. and just gradually, okay, here. And some strokes are in between line and texture, so it doesn't matter as long as it does the job. The shape of the stroke doesn't matter. The main thing is to make the light and the dark contrast. So we just use these two elements, line and texture. And you already create the sense of 3D, right? 3D, yeah. So, but the key is to leave the white.
Yeah, I covered too much of the white out.
I think I cautioned you too late, but
That's all right.
it's good you learn.
I have to learn that.
Yeah, you have to learn that. So just make sure you do not to meet the white with dark, or avoid avoid the light with when you do the dark. You have to count the white. You have considered the white when you do the dark. See, this whole area is big white, yeah.
Oh.
Right? And here there are some white areas and it's shady white. And then when the brush is really dry, you can do some like scumbling, just to blend in. You know, if the strokes looks kind of
Too choppy.
yeah, too choppy or too rough, you can harmonize it with this kind of scratchy scumbling. They call it scumbling, dry brush strokes, right? Just to harmonize a little bit. We call it dry wash. it's kind of like a wash to blur it, to blend it a little bit. Okay. You see the idea. So like some areas with little too many white. If I eliminate those white, it will pop. It will pop, right? So I just want to make this sinking area, this hollow area, really sunk in. Yeah. See, so I just eliminated some more, but you have to leave the little white, very treasurable white. You know, otherwise it will be dead. Okay. Dead, dark. Yeah. So a little bit dry washing. So that's very good.
It's fine. Check
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah, I like the approach that you adopted. You use lighter ink than what I do. So then you have the chance, the opportunity to enhance the 3D. Even you did, you said you left less white, but you didn't use the dark. So when you do the dark, just shrink a little bit. You know. In terms of size, yeah, it just when you add the dark, make the dark closer to the crack inside. You know, the cracks where the dark is has the most dark strokes. Yeah. Just that. Yeah. You got it. Yeah. So that's the. Let me see if I, for the record, I can show your zoom, I think. Let me see. Yeah. So when you lift it, okay. Yeah. So people can see, and you can see in the recording. Just put it in front of your face. It'll be good. Yeah. Okay. Good. And closer to the camera. Very good. Very good. Okay. Yes. Well done. I'm going to take you off now. Thank you. Okay, this is the first exercise on page 43. Brush strokes in the style of Ma Yuan. and we're in the Southern Song period. So there are 4 masters of each dynasty. Usually, in the art history, they just name 4 for easy to to study, memorize. Maybe this is a traditional. Sometimes they have some different versions, but usually they just name pick 4 of them. So here's on page 44, brushstroke style of Liu Songmian. He is another master in the Southern Song Dynasty in the south. He is known for a famous painting. It was pine, thousands pines in the valley or something. But this painting, I don't remember what exactly this style is called, but it looks like similar to the X-cut style. Still, so this kind of also on this one. So basically, in Southern Song period, there's a general style of the time. They become very choppy, choppy stroke, like a X-cut, in various personal versions, but some large, some long.
More textural.
Yeah, texture, and it's more like the rock, not the kind of mountain. Okay, yeah. So also they simplified into some kind of just the rock stone become more important than the peak, kind of monumental. Yeah. Okay, this let me move on to the next slide here. Okay, this one is a typical one large, one small pair or composition. So we'll do the large one, and then the small one will get lower position. So there's a triangle. So basically, you can draw a triangle like this is a slant. On this side, it's almost 90 degree, right? But there's a cutout in between the 2 rocks on the right side. So that's in this situation, I will do the top first. Okay. I may not do the very top. Let me start from there are 3 folds, right? 3 bands, right? I'll start from the inner one. This 1, 2, 3 from the top down. The 3rd one maybe. So this give me some what we call ankle, or the stone nose theory. This is the front of the face, the stone nose. I usually start from the stone nose. Okay, so
you'd be starting from the bottom of the 3.
Okay, this cliff, there are 3 cliffs. You can see the major division. We would do. The
farthest down, you're starting with the 3rd one down.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. 3rd one down. 3rd one down.
I know where you are now.
Yeah. So do you think that's a good starting point? Because I also see another Y there, so that's what I'm looking for. So let me show you what I see. Okay. So this one is not to the very. We will have 2 steps up, right? So we'll start a little bit off center. Of course, it's not in the center. So this is the middle, and this is off-centered, and then we have room for this diagonal movement up. So I will start right from here, and I start maybe. You can draw a little bit to the left. I know it's longer, but there seems to be soft lines. So the hot lines start here, and then we have a quick kind of rounded top. That's the kind of nose, the top of the nose, right? The nose is not like a human nose. A nose is just the word that comes first. What comes first when the baby come out of the, is born, the nose come out first.
That which is protruding.
Yeah, protruding. Right. You got the idea. It's protruding, which comes first when the baby is born. So that's why we call it the nose. Okay, so that's the you can extend that left to and the right further, but let's just focus on this part. And then the you can have a division, but I think there's no Y on top. Usually we build on that, but you can make another one. There is a little slope, and then you go from here up like this. So here is a Y-shaped division there, right? See this? Yeah. So this is the intersection I'm looking for, and then go up, go to the pretty right on this, and here's a squarish turn or angular turn, and then go down. It's like a stack of cards, the cards, right? Play cards, yeah, poker cards. Okay, and then you go from roughly. I think I'm a little bit go too far. I want to exit, maybe to exaggerate it, but that's fine. As long as these sections are not equal, it's fine. So I would put this one right on top, align with this guy. If it's too far, maybe the gravity will be off. So that I'm a little bit concerned about that. So this line becomes thinner, and then have that apogee there on the a little bit to the left of this one. You can have the right there, right there, and then you go a little bit further east or right, and then go down. Oops, I think I didn't go enough because it's kind of closer to the edge now. I'm a little bit conservative, so let's just go this far. So go down and then go in, just like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have that.
Yeah, you have these three cards. I call it
three. I have 3 layers. Yes, I do.
Three cards. Three stacked cards, like a 3 business cards. You can use that to make a model. Just like the idea is to stack them, and then because I have extra margin here, so I can maybe extend that a little bit, just add a little Y there, like that, and then I start to finish this.
Shape it up.
Yeah, shape it up. You don't have to copy this because I have this broad space here. It's interesting that the texture doesn't follow the direction of the cliff, so it's more horizontal, diagonal, but diagonal follow the movement, but it's horizontal usually. Against the vertical cut, but we do not have to add the texture right now because we haven't finished the shape yet. So you sometimes I have to hold my drive, to do the finishing touch. So let me keep dividing the space first for you. So this is the inner division. Try to identify the T and the maybe L. It's the opposite L. You know what I mean? And you can divide here, something like that. So here there are opposite step down, kind of inward, right? So these steps are not equal, but the tendency is the same. If you draw a line, it's like that, but it's like in and out, some kind of like just make it organic. It's not like a square or straight lines, right? Okay, then let's just finish all the contours to make sure we got that. Here, there's another idea I would like to share is to find, when you do the left, you look at the right, so they kind of balance. Because, believe it or not, if this is the belly of the west, it kind of, it a little bit symmetrical, you know, you find those symmetrical point. They're not exactly symmetrical, but you need to find the difference. So let's say this. I think the idea is this. On this side, on the right side, how do you describe it? I'll use the word rough or jagged, right? So you don't want both sides jagged like that.
Oh,
okay.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, this is it's eroded with water, with river, with a glacier or something like that. So this part is maybe sanded off with like flowing water or something. So it's more smooth.
Not so jagged.
Not so jagged. Okay. In the books, they don't really teach you this. That's why you have to take the class. But in the experienced artist mind, if you draw a gesture line like that, okay. So this is the gesture. It's an L, okay. And you should notice two things. One is that the two sides are not equal. Two sides are not equal. And the two lines are not even. So one smooth, the other would be jagged. Okay, you understand? This is gesture. So this angle is important, right? And then you can put a line and maybe using another reference paper underneath it. Just draw a red line. So you give yourself. This is a imaginative exile, and then you vary the two sides. You need to vary the two sides.
So they're not symmetrical. You don't want this to look symmetrical.
Symmetrical means that the two sides, left and right, are equal. So now I concentrate on this idea. So I try to make the two sides asymmetrical. So I will make this left side, because obviously we cannot copy everything, but the idea is this part is more squished and this is stretched. You understand? Okay, so that's why I will make more wrinkles. I don't even need to count how many wrinkles in the original, but I get the idea. That's more important. On the left side of the exile, on this center exile, X. What do you call the exile, right? The vertical, the
axis.
Axis. Yeah, this is.
I see what you're saying. You want to create. You don't want symmetry. Symmetry is no good in this.
Right, no good. Okay, and then I just make this is like nose, the nose, the bottom of the nose, right? And notice this alignment, this kind of protruding shapes. Look for repetitions, right? This is repetition, but it forms a pattern that getting either stronger, becomes stronger from small to line, and the line becomes thicker and dense, and then kind of merge into the shade. So it gets from loose to dense So this is squeeze and stretch again. So this is and look for this kind of pattern. I will find this pattern before I do the textures. So because if you didn't get this pattern right, you just create a chaos when you start shading, you know. So just make sure this pattern are this kind of alignment. I'm not really copy it. I just try to keep track with this kind of pattern, you know. So this is the vein, the spine, right? Okay. So this is stretched. This is squeezed on the left side, loose on the other side. So this is stretched. Okay. And so I start from everywhere. I don't finish one part. I work on the whole shape. I keep an eye on the whole. So I know I'm not really copy every details, but I try to get the idea across. Okay, here you see this corner is very important, right? This corner and then the other corners. So we work on these corners now. Okay, here is kind of little mountain rising up, and here is we find this Y shape. This is side dimension, the front, the top. Yeah. Okay, and then to connect this with some kind of lost and found strokes, because there are some kind of bank, like a river bank, right? Eroded, irregular shape. So you want this with some in and out, lost and found, not as just a draw a direct connection line. And there are a lot of layered formation near the bottom here. Okay, that's just to combine that. Okay, here is an individual rock, a small rock, right? You want to draw this one. It's a triangular shape. So from the left corner up like that, and then another layer above that going to the right. And here's another. Here, okay, here's a Y. Some small divisions in this area. That's a little. See that little Y there? Yeah, I'm trying to find that for you. This Y shape, right? Okay. And some cornered stone there, and okay, pushing to the left, and then here the side, this. Okay, sorry, I got a phone call. Let me see. I think it's a unknown number. So put your texture on the outside of this inner contour. But here there's a kind of ambiguous side dimension there. So this is the front, this is the side, and I think this style is a mix of the hemp, like the cursive parallel lines, and some X cut maybe, but mostly hemp. I think hemp means like a soil, earthen rock, not the granite kind of hard rock. Yeah. So this is hard rock. This corner here, this corner is hard. This corner is hard. So this is eroded maybe. Okay. So this loose part just it could add some water even stream, but they formed by stream cut out. You know, but we just finish with some connection like that. Okay, something like that, and kick up like from this line. It goes like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. So the texture goes with the structure of the rock. So you will not feel chaotic. Okay, and just finish this. You can have some soft divisions, not so defined, but kind of like that. And this is the shady part, dry brush stroke. Make it shady. Here is shady, of course. Just make it into the shade. Okay, here we have some kick out like this. Nail head towards the top or choppy stroke. Lifting, yeah, like that. I start to cut the shape, enhance the cut of that. Actually, even without that line, it will work. Just squeeze out that white underneath it, and then extend that, kind of disperse a little bit. This is a disperse. See, you start from heavier and then lift, and then become smaller and longer somehow, just a little looser. And here is a little bit that Y, like this, half of it, yeah. Right? But the other half could be just a suggestion like that. So that's the top plane, this side plane. And I try to align it to the. So this is the alignment, but I don't use any line, just suggest it. This is like a highlight of the nose, the bridge. Yeah. Okay, and then this part, we should have some more lines there. Okay, and under this line, now we do the opposite as this. These guys are like you shade above. This on the opposite side, on the lower, under the nose, you do it on the underside of this contour, right? I already lost the track of exactly the strokes. We don't need to do that. But as long as you buy the you go with the take away the idea, and you can develop your own. You can organize your own. You see, we apply the principle of shading above or beyond, not inside a contour, right? And disperse from there. Disperse. This is the X cut. And under, you go down. So just go away from the contour. I think that's the general idea, right? Or towards it with pressing. If you do lifting, you kind of cut in the shape, right? Something like that. It's basically like a Western painting hatching idea. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. It's pretty similar to that. So some people call it shading, some call it shaping or shading, whichever. Modeling, right? Modeling,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. to build the 3D model. Okay, in this case we have the vegetation above the rock, which will be done with the black pure ink. So I got some more ink here. You want to load the brush more with more moisture or more ink, because you don't want to use dry brush. This is the mask dot to the brush. Just hold the brush pretty much straight, and then just use your palm, your wrist, to control the stroke, the dot. So you dot like this, that, dot, 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 dot. You dot where you put the dot. Intersection, mostly beyond the line of a contour. Okay, you see, I saved that little white, but I can do this on beyond this inner contour here, and you can put. So this is to enhance the white line under it, because this is white. You put a dark against it, so the white become stronger, right?
Right.
Because we don't use white, that's the way to make the painting pop. Yeah, to save that white, you can do you can put some dots to.
Yeah, I need to work on that.
To put this white, this little white here, but save that. You don't want to push anything under that line. You can put some. Okay, this is also to hide bad strokes. If some strokes are ugly, no good, you can use dots to distract that, to correct that. You can cover it. Like here, I see a lot of chaos or something. I just put some dots to make it to hide it. And here there are lots of vegetation. There, it's almost like a bush. So some we call it moss, actually lichens, but some are bushes. In the painting terminology, like we say it mustards, MOSS, mustards. You can get this brush. I'm talking about those who watch this video.
Yes, I use my.
You have it, yeah. You have it. I know you have it. You use it a lot. So this is the best brush to do this kind of art. It's not so pointed. I have some used ones even more effective. It has dull shape tip, right? That's the difference. Not unlike some new brushes, they come in a sharp tip. We have this kind of rounded tip. It's easy to get the rounded dots, like mustards in the mustard garden manual of painting. Yeah, you can put those dots anywhere. You think it's too smooth, you can just make it. But mostly concentrate on the sunny hilltop, like that. And the dot actually is not a flat. It has this kind of the top, the head is rounded and with a rough kind of root. You see that?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like you write a calligraphy. There's a little rounded on the end, kind of. Yeah, it's a. But if you look at painting samples, just try to duplicate the effect. You get there. As long as you appreciate something, you think it's beautiful, it's better than the split brush. Split brush is different, right? It would be too broken. So the ancient artists they only use a good brush for calligraphy, also for painting. They don't want to ruin the brush, so they use only like the tip of the brush to paint. Just like yeah. Okay, let me put on the record. Hold on. Maybe bring your. Okay, now you can see it. Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah. Let me see the top. The mustache is not dark enough.
Okay.
Okay, you can add more, but make it rounded. Don't. You see, they are almost countable how many dots. So even
they're too smushed together.
Yeah, don't smush them together on the bottom. You can make some standing out. There are some of them overlapping. It looks like smush, but each one still should be clear. Even the overlap in the end, they merge together. But like here, I have a group of maybe 5 or 4. But there should be some beyond that around it, so you can count it. You can count them. Okay, thank you. Let me take your screen off the recording. Okay, good. So you can see this finished work here. Let me just, as I said, I can do this even they are not as good in the original. So I just want to kind of repair some kind of shape there. I use that. But I understand because the ancient people, they are very familiar with they probably got inspiration from nature. So the sun, or this is facing south or something. So on the north side, there are less vegetation. There are no vegetation on this side. But that's all part of the lesson, So we make this side more prosper. If I add something on this side, I just want to make sure this is not just like a hat.
Symmetrical.
Right? Yeah, it have to follow not just the design rule, but also the growth of the plant. They're usually facing the sun, facing the light. So this side should be less, not
prominent. Yes.
Less. So this is the idea. So I'm making a mistake to show you. If you think it's too much, you can add another layer, just like that. Just maybe to add a little more. So I'm making mistakes, I think. Okay, that's it.
Right, Henry. Well, thank you. I'll see you on Thursday.
Oh, see you in the group class. Yeah, it will be a landscape class with the spring flowers. It will be fun. I'll do cityscape.
Okay.
Yes, or templescape, whatever, with architecture. Okay.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yes, I will send you the handout this evening soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.